Yay! Hi,
Okay.
everybody.
Someone tell us that we're beautiful and look like Linda
Yes,
Evangelista.
that we're diamonds in the sky.
Hmm.
Diamonds in the sky, shine bright like a diamond.
I I mean, does it count as having watched all three streams if Bib was present for the second one?
I guess it would. I mean, like you've definitely been like on a little bit of a marathon.
Yeah, I'm like at the end of my three stream break. And I know I was talking to Maddie about this. I think
Yes,
Maddie streams more than me, um, because of all of the private ones.
yes, that's probably true. And
But
Jonathan and Tia, welcome.
I'm
Hello.
just feeling like I'm streaming so much all the time. Yeah,
Yeah, oh
sure.
my god. It's gonna have to be the like I would love honestly if like we had like what someone generate like a random number of whatever Bleach episode that David would want us to watch, and we watch it and react to it. I would love to do that. I would fully do that. But that would be the old. That'd probably be one of the things I would do if that was like a guest starring appearance.
I would do it as an in-person equivalent of Let's Have a Booba if
Mm,
for CopyCon we stretched it somehow over to a Tuesday.
like a long weekend, but like a really long weekend.
The longest weekend.
Longest weekend ever. Hi,
Mhm.
David and Jesse.
Hello,
If you're
David. Um,
I
yeah, we're
have
just looking at
this like neoprene little thing that's getting all over my hands a little bit. It's like nice little fidget. Oh, I've been starting to crochet again. That's been lovely.
Jonathan was suggesting that whether
Continue your
did you
streak.
take that off?
I did, yes.
Uh, do I want to just do the stream for you? Do you send me the documents? I can go in and fix them.
Oh goodness.
Bring turn back. Wait,
Oh
no,
my
no.
gosh.
Turn survive.
The
Turn
Lang
survive.
Time Studio auditors. And hi, Stoughton. Welcome.
No, it was there was a very there was a decision about the clicks and whether there would be at some point breathy versus sharp. No, it wasn't the sharp ones. It was aspirated versus ejective or something
Hmm.
that was gonna just do a turn thing. Anyway, um, shall
I did.
we do the
Yes, I have a
uh,
to-do list again this week because I'm a good little bean, and this is what my Mondays are now becoming, which is very, very ideal, honestly.
mhm.
So the first thing
So
on our docket is resolve the evidentiality poll.
okay, so here we go.
I before we do, let us apologize to Jonathan, who had just stepped in water with a besocked foot, and I am so sorry you had to go through that. And I'm sure the texture was just
Mhm.
abhorrent. I also read that as Blackfoot, like the language. I'm like, oh, that's kind of interesting. But go ahead.
Stepping in water in Blackfoot.
Blackfoot reservation.
Mhm. Okay, so we gave you well, I'm saying we. I think I asked you to like check these, but you didn't change very much.
I didn't really change very much. I tend to usually have an option I like, and then just hope and pray people agree with me. But I know. Oh yeah, it
Is
is.
this I feel like I've asked this before and I'm like, is this a positive or a negative? I think it's just a neutral thing. It's just very clearly written by me and not you.
Who is she? What is this? What is going on here?
I'm sure I've brought these up before, but you know how for a anime character, sometimes they'll have the single bit of hair out of place.
Mm,
Mm-hmm. Anyway, um, I think we just have very different styles, honestly.
that's very true. Hi, George.
Hello.
I understood like we're throwing a lot of pull, but I understood like when I was learning like genetics in high school, they always brought up the fact that like somebody having like a random patch of hair as a different color is like a genetic thing, which does make sense. But like I'll never forget that it's called a blaze, which I think is very funny.
Hmm. Extra U means Jake, unless that U is replacing the E in flesh. uh,
Listen, we
Lovely.
learned a lot of things sometimes.
I'm curious where the first British E is. Um,
The- oh, I see what you're saying now. Yeah, like in terms of like what's it called? Like flavor.
mhm.
But we had
Here we go.
four, yes.
It's that you would have definitely put a Z there.
Hmm. I would have put a Z there for sure.
Yeah. So we gave you the option of no evidentiality. Um, I was thinking about these the visual non-visual distinction in demonstratives because Eichenwald, I I'm sure this has come up before. I'm never entirely sure quite to how she pronounces her own name. Anyway,
Mm.
um, she talks about evidentiality coming from demonstratives, and considering that we have um,
Visibility distinction.
we have this visibility distinction, and one of the origins was that there was examples where the a distal demonstrative, something like yonder,
Hmm.
becomes a hearsay marker because the implication is that if it is so distant, then it is not something of direct um, witness. And I thought, oh, we already sort of do this, right? Where our distal demonstrative has become marked for this. Um, on the same line, this demonstrative switcheroo, I feel like I didn't communicate it as well as I could have done. The the idea wasn't to make a new demonstrative, but it was basically following this idea that so for things like subordinators, you get a a lot of the examples you have some element of noun morphology being misinterpreted. I guess misinterpreted is prescriptivist, reinterpreted
Mm.
as being some sort of higher level marker. And so we could have had the verb input like modifying the demonstrative, and then it would become a pre-verbal
Modifying
um,
words.
modifier.
Yeah. And we also
Um,
have a lot of these sort of like, not to say this is like a classifier verb combo, but a lot of these like head verb like constructions that create these new little words and particles and all that good stuff.
mhm. And then I was trying to think of uh, I was basically just going through the examples of how these things get grammaticalized, and I thought, oh well, I think that for a lot of conlangers, they wouldn't necessarily make news a root. Um, But I think that's
No.
because it's been so. It's the sort of thing that I think so many examples of it are derived in the languages we're familiar with. That parts of it is obviously if you, well, I don't know quite how much you can say what direction things have gone in, because it's the thing that really makes me a bit sad is it's very hard to develop things based on the diachronic method with like South American stuff, because there simply
Mm.
isn't a written record um, to back a lot of things up, and the language family is typically smaller. And if you
Yeah.
don't have the written history, it's harder to say, well, is it that the news is named after the hearsay, or is it actually possible that the hearsay produces the noun for news, potentially, or something like that? Anyway, here's the results. Option B1, which on some level I am
Everybody.
quite fine with, because um, I think that like it's kind of interesting to have the weight of evidentiality fall on the noun.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and
I do, and I have this on my little notes too. I really do like the wind derivation for something. I don't know if it is going. I mean, obviously, it's not this. However, I know that like if this is the route we're going on today, I do think that it could be kind of like embedded in our kind of like question discussion about kind of like um potentially like being the source of kind of like the news, or being the source of kind of like this sort of like the answer to the question one is positing, if that makes sense. We shall see if that is where we kind of go along, if it does make sense with where we're going.
mhm. So demonstratives. This is modifiers ones.
Correct.
Okay. So I say we make this a subheading, and this would be like hearsay.
Yeah.
So in Tanaida, um, there is no um, uh, system exclusively used to mark to
Like encode.
prevent
Yeah.
evidentiality. However, the I I feel like invisible is often non-visible, but now I'm not sure. However,
Yeah, I mean, like, there definitely is this like I don't say conflation between like invisible and not visible, of course, but like I think it's more of a temporal distinction.
I'm curious, the invisible versus non-visible.
Yeah, like non-visible, like I'm interpreting that like it could become visible, like you could go like find like that river, for example, non-visible. But like if you go find the invisible river, you're never going to find it because it just is unable to be perceived in that manner.
But I feel like non-visible then is what we actually meant. If I'm
I think I don't
and
disagree with you.
yes, when
Yeah.
you go to the Malagasy, I can share it. in the Malagasi page, for example, they gloss this as if we wait long enough, it will come on. Anyway, it will say non-visible. Yeah. Can you see that?
No, but I can see the second sentence says the evidential the dimension is perfectly visible versus non-visible.
It's one of those little boxes that pops up next to your mouse.
Yes. Maybe it doesn't show up on like the stream or like the video capture.
Okay. However, the non-visible demonstrative. Yeah. So this is one thing that I was thinking about. We can copy and paste the examples from the poll. Why did it come up like that? Anyway.
You gotta do the control. Yeah.
So I guess that there's I don't know quite how to describe the distinction here. However, the non-visible demonstrative is
can relay a like hearsay evidential meaning.
I mean,
there should be like an if there or something.
Is required when hearsay and as such the visible demonstrative conveys the also
or like hearsay or other like non-verifiable information.
Well, would you use it for deduction?
I don't think you use it for deduction. I think it's only for like to me it seems like it's only used for information that I guess like couldn't be demonstrated by the own person's evidence or like experience maybe. Yeah. Let's see what Jonathan is. I'm probably what you said. Does this mean that if discussing hearsay about something you can see, would you still use the non-visible demonstrative for that? Potentially so. I mean, like I'm imagining like, and they were roommates. Like, would we use would we use that evidential marker there because he's talking about hearsay that he saw, right? But we don't see those roommates, so we probably would like use the fit here. That's actually a good ass example. I'm not gonna lie, that did help. They were roommates.
I don't know what the solution here is. Like, it kind of suggests the possible existence of like a I don't think this should be what happens, but like a pfeife where it's like I hear that that person is dancing, which is, I guess you would end up. I guess the other option would be like if you have to combine the visible and hearsay.
Yeah.
Would you
I
then
mean, like,
always use
as
each?
George says, it seems to create some ambiguity, which I mean, what other like hearsay is a perfect like breeding ground for ambiguity.
To be fair, this is like the unmodified one, right?
Yeah, these are the modifiers, not the pronouns.
No, I mean, as in the phi is effectively the more recently
It
developed
is.
one.
It is.
And so I think that using the um, like um, and then you get into the whole thing of, well, what if you want to talk about hearsay with a pronoun? Because then the demonstrative pronouns don't have the distinction. Although it wouldn't be hard to add it. Like, because all of the is were just changed to I's.
That's very true. But it does seem half peculiar to have like a separate like visible non-visible for the pronouns and like I'm just thinking aloud here because I think like pronominally I
I don't think it's that strange considering we have it in. It's also specifically the demonstrative pronouns. It's not saying that there would be a non-visible form of.
That's fair
Like
too, I guess.
I guess the question then becomes like, if you want to say, I hear that you are dancing. There was one option which would be that it would be like I can't remember the forms of any of our pronouns.
His maybe
His.
that's I don't know where I'm pulling that from right now, but that doesn't sound incorrect. Oh, Kei is the first person singular, and Hal is the second person singular.
Like HAL.
Yes, like the like Hal Sparks or like the computer from 2001: A Space Odyssey.
That's not helping me anyway.
Okay, great. But yes.
So it could be The thing is, this would essentially be like a normalization of this.
I had an idea, but it might don't. Could that fit demonstrative somewhat start to be more linked with the verb to take on that meaning? That like it's like the dancing that you're not seeing. It's the non-visible like action. So like halfe padam kafa with the same word order.
I mean, that feels more like the option C.
Yeah, I see what you're saying with that too. For like it's more so being linked with yeah, okay.
I think part of the issue is that there's not like it means that foot is doing more work than it originally was. I mean, you could also say that if these demonstrative modifiers aren't used with pronouns, then there would simply not be a marked distinction there.
Yeah. My pause is coming from I think of like an example of saying like, oh, like I heard you just had a baby, for example. Like that's a very common thing to say. So
I say that all the time.
yes, sure, absolutely. Such mood indeed. Also welcome, hello.
Well, in that construction, you even have like
the baby I
be
can't see that you had. Yeah.
You have baby, and then we would just put foot.
Yeah. Yeah. What do I have Keep On Dancing by the Sister Sisters in my head right now? I mean, obviously I know why, but like
it's really annoying and in that remote and recent both begin with R. Also, I remember that no. Oh, you have to do it in lowercase, don't you?
yes, you do.
And then it's
Alt Shift 5, I believe.
no.
It's let me see if I can get it. Ka-chow. Beep. It's definitely format text. Alt Shift K. With that. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's so sleek.
Oh, baby. On some level, I feel like this is more of a situation where like I think where I was leaning as I wrote it was that maybe we don't need a proper evidentiality system because we have these pronouns. And so if the thing that happens is not I think that the hearsay angle is probably the wrong angle to take. It is more of a direct
versus indirect evidence
thing.
Yeah.
I think I was pushed away from it because um, I think that's what we've done. Do we have evidentiality in our other languages?
Not to my knowledge.
Yeah, I don't remember having to do it in any of the relays, which is when I think I would be like,
On
why
top
are
of
we
that,
doing that?
it's not in Boku's for sure, and I don't think it's in Nasibomo as well. And I definitely know it's not in Natsuo, so that rules out everybody.
So this is a couple of minutes ago. So um, I don't know at what stage in our thinking we were at. I I feel like I feel like the only other way I could think of it would be that if you're referring to something that um, if you're referring to something that part of it is that like there is the distinction between having direct evidence of what's happening now and
Mm-hmm.
having direct sight of the thing that's happening, right?
Correct. Correct.
And so I think that part of it is whether linguistically you give precedence to the fact that you can see the person now, or the idea I just had was that you treat the person who did the thing as a distinct form of the person to the person that you're seeing now.
Rephrase that last bit one more time. Like, yeah, you're like you're saying
Okay.
it's like two different people theoretically in the mind of that person.
So like if you say that person ate the apple,
Mm-hmm.
um, you had direct evidence, you would say that person visible
Yeah.
ate the apple. Whereas if you had indirect evidence, you would say that person non-visible.
Mm-hmm.
But it
Correct.
seems like if you did it that way, you would be reducing the use case of this to a very minor um, like, um, situation. I feel like I was thinking, oh, I don't think I've seen demonstratives as the evidentiality thing much before, and then we've got here, and I'm just like, fuck,
Oh
why did I
no.
make the evidentiality
I mean, like,
on the front?
I can definitely see like the two. I mean, like, I don't think that is too narrow of a use case because, like, I can like in that specific example, I can imagine like somebody seeing like the apple core in like the trash or something, and like it's direct evidence that somebody ate it, but it might not be generally that person that they're kind of like that's the indirect evidence of it. They haven't seen the actual like action happen. It's an
Someone
inferred
put,
inference.
this is the nominal term of evidentiality, isn't it? In the quotes section of Let's Have a River.
Mhm.
Because I I've I've not felt that so strongly in a little while.
So I'm gonna rephrase that because I see what you're saying, but the typo is confusing. Just I want to see it in like one condensed level.
Part of me just wants to treat this as a vote for no evidentiality. And I
Or
think
at
that
least like a weekly WEAKLY, like a weekly distinguished one. Okay. Yeah. So you're a little bit on board a little bit. George, let me see what you said. In the future, you could have some set phrase with the non-visible. Okay. I think maybe, and this also was why when I was reviewing a little bit of these pull-ups and that B and C did somewhat get a little bit conflated for me. So it might end up being, not to say that we like jump ship on the pull, but also just kind of like there might be some like reinforcement. This might just be like a transition zone into something else. Like we might not have the evidence, no pun intended, to make that decision quite yet. We know that this is kind of where we're going, but it's not like the end all be all.
I did think that it could be some sort of subordination strategy. But I don't know quite how we'd get there. I mean, it could be that we use the exact same things.
I will say that I was on board with what Jonathan has just said about like what if at some point that like it does this fit just does become this sort of like evidentiality marker, and then we kind of like lose this visibility distinction over time, and like it we kind of can like see or like take note that this is in a transition of breaking down. Like there has been this visibility, but it's slowly kind of becoming to be eroded.
Mm-hmm. I think some of it here is that the visible and invisible, as we have them now, it's not a feature of the proto. So I don't think it would show up in Honolulu. It could be that there is a sister language on Odalu which uses it like this. I had a thought. So it could be that like there was something that I was thinking about in the poll, which I was thinking about subordination and how that would work with this. And one thing would be this is like super Germanic, super English, not relaxy. I don't know. Does it count as a relax if you're relaxing two conlang words onto one English word? I feel like it's approaching it, but anyway.
Well, yeah. What is it?
Okay. If you went with if you go with like a Germanic, like a very strongly Germanic example of using your distal demonstrative as your subordinator. I think this was what put me off. It's only really been attested, as far as I'm aware, in Germanic languages. So, but that doesn't mean that we can't borrow it here. And then it would mean that, like, at the moment, what we're doing, we're completely leaving out the I, right?
Correct.
Which is typically, I mean, I don't know how true it is exactly. These whole I hear things are usually just the closest in English we can get to what the evidential actually means. But if we did it so that it was like I'm trying to think of a like let's go with think, because think is one of the cases where you very often have a subordinator. So the way it works in the Germanic languages is that you have an expression like I think that, and like I don't know,
I think
Chelsea bad friend. Well,
Chelsea is a bad friend.
I think in this it would yeah, is bad friend. And then this is reinterpreted so that where that here essentially is the stand-in pronoun for this following expression, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it becomes that this is understood as the subordinator of the whole expression, right? So it's, I think that right.
Yes.
However, if you have two distal pronouns, then it could be I think for Chelsea is bad friend.
Mm-hmm. I've experienced her horrible friendship.
No, this is
Oh, the
the
opposite.
unseen.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
be
Sorry.
like I like I hear or like is like based on hearsay,
Yeah.
right? Because the thing is like you still have to throw in your little um introduction bit with this model, which is not what I was going for. This is the pronoun, not the modifier. So with this, it wouldn't actually be f and phi. It would be
Whatever. Like the kappe.
no, but that would be for a person, whereas that here refers to like the phrase.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, which up to this point we've been saying that we have to use one of these, and I don't know. We don't have like a catch-all yet.
The only like the only two right now that are like speaking to me is Tove or Upe. And I don't think either of them are doing great at lifting this meeting up.
I mean, this is irregular in the sense of shape, isn't it?
Yeah, it's regular in the shape and like in terms of shape, but in terms of like I guess it can also like be no pun intended can be like abstracted to like less concrete things.
Mm-hmm.
And it also reminds me of actor Russell Tovey, who
Mm-hmm.
queer icon we love. Um, and as Jonathan has pointed out, the round and irregular is generic is the best booba option possible. Sometimes we just need to stick with what we know.
I I think I would be okay with place. And are we going to do place metaphorically extending to time?
Yeah, that's also kind of like because like it's more kind of like separate and like a place can be like no like more non-visible than a ball.
And then I'm thinking if it was used a lot, we could reduce it so that it's put and pi, which
Mm-hmm.
kind of gives us the um it makes them distinct. It's closer to foot and phi, and um yeah.
I have want to get like a little like snack now just to celebrate, but like the kitchen is so far. It's not far, but like I don't want to like leave and just grab a
I
snack.
feel like we've gone with like the fifth option that kind of wasn't on the poll, and that's
Hey,
fine.
sometimes the polls are non-binding, and we've lost the ship on telling people
This
that.
yeah, this one wasn't in a patron only poll,
Correct.
um
We have a
so
wiggle room.
And we haven't had anyone saying that they hate it.
In fact, Jonathan is saying they like it.
Okay, so this would be, we'll move it somewhere better. So this would be the subordination with a side of
evidentiality. And there we go. We have someone who has stake in the game. Isn't that fantastic? I could go for a stake right now a little bit, to be honest.
Where should this go? Like verbs?
Yeah, like moods.
Or is it a particle? I don't. This isn't a mood. Is this a subordinating particle?
I think it might.
I don't know. I don't know what the. What is that described as in English? Is that in that situation? Is that a conjunction?
Let's see what good old Wiktionary says. Let's see what she says. Oh, great. Yeah, a conjunction, actually. A conjunction. Okay.
I think that particle is a fine place for this.
Yes.
So it's okay. So, however, okay. So this we're not doing. We'll keep these for examples. Do you? I don't think we have a word for to think yet. So do you want to faff around making that?
Let me pull up Lacuji a little bit. Have the correct one. I do. Lovely. It's not going to be Fing. Thank God for that. That'd be horrible if it was Fing. If Think was Fing.
Does this mean that we do have an evidentiality system, but only in subordinate clauses?
I mean, it's seeming like it now.
Okay.
We have a lot of K and a lot of H, I think it is. Yeah. A lot of K, a lot of H, not a lot of R. Not a lot of R, not a lot of R, so it's going to be an R.
In Tanaida, there are two subordinating particles, which distinguish.
I'm trying to get rid of that a little bit. Yeah, that's what I thought I was going to
do. This does run into the question of third persons. So, like, if you say he thinks that, like, he thinks that Chelsea is a bad friend. When you use evidentials, usually it's marking personal evidence. It could be that the evidential quality that evolves based on the first person usage, the visibility distinction is we change this into like he thinks that, and then we have the subordinator, and that indicates personal, like it'd be he thinks that, and if it's the visible, like if it's pi, then that would mean I heard him say this. Whereas if it's p, it would be based on like it seems.
I think I think it's more about how the information was collected. If that makes sense. That doesn't make sense.
It's simply that I don't think that it doesn't seem that likely to me that you would run around. I think evidentiality is, I want to say always based on the speaker's perspective rather than the referent.
Yeah.
I do know that I think I'm slightly biased against. Actually, no, I don't think I've ever applied this in a conlang. Like in Korean and Japanese, there is a lot of grammatical strategies that are used to avoid suggesting that you know the other person's direct opinion. Where if you use something as an adjective, it implies direct personal account. Whereas if you turn something into a verb, it implies like a distance or an impression. I think I need to just write some of this down before I forget what we were saying.
If only we had our little AI recording note BS thing.
So in Thayer, there are two subordinating particles which distinguish direct versus indirect evidence of the subordinate clause on part of the speaker. Not the subject of the matrix. These were derived from. Oh, are we adding the visible forms for the pronouns? Because that's
yeah, right. The I don't know if it's P or
pi forms.
Yeah, P and pi. Or pin pi.
Do you want to do that?
Yeah, hold on. Okay.
While I do this. So these were derived from and pi. Versus the wrong way around. I don't think I should have put that extra space. Indicating direct and indicating visible and invisible times / places. This was extended to an indication of direct, indirect evidence. And this is actually more of the preceding verb rather than the following, isn't it? I guess it kind of affects, it sort of modifies the whole expression. Statement.
Does the adjective stay? Or is it just
Yeah, the adjective is from the old classifier.
Boop, 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 boop. Cool.
And I think that those would be regularized out anyway if there was a difference.
Yeah.
So the person is dancing. So I is K.
Correct.
Have we got a word for think yet?
Yes, Roin. ROIN.
Wow. What a word.
Beautiful. Short, simple, cute.
So Keiroin So we're going with I and
Yes, Team I think this is exactly where we're heading. Where that X happened is what we're kind of doing. And Schwar, have a wonderful stream. I hope you do fantastic work as well.
So with our tense particles, how do you think that we would apply them in this situation?
Wait, back up. Wait, hold on. Were we talking about having a different syntax for subordinating clauses?
Yes. I had thought of doing them with the old word order.
So what if we put the tense marker right after the subordinator? So it goes K roin by kafa padam chamu.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I think that at the moment,
Okay.
like the maximal option would be Keiroin kafa pai padam kafa chamu.
Correct. Yes, this is the maximum.
I think is probably too much.
Well, hold on. Let's. I was going to say, could there be, because it is being subordinated? I guess you could like have tense in that. Like I think that
mean, to be fair to us, this is the distinction between I think that the person is dancing versus I think that the person dances.
Quite, which is very niche. I try to say niche.
No, it's niche, but it's I think relevant in the situation. I think that the odd bit is because in English we'd say I think, but again, in Japanese, what would you put? No, this isn't one of those. It's knowing. For to know, if you do know something, you have to do it in the continuous in Japanese.
That makes sense in some regard.
Like you can't habitually know something. You either are in the state of knowing it or you don't. And as soon as you don't know something, you can do it in the habitual, but or in the non-continuous. But yeah, like it starts sounding a bit like Indian English, where you're like, I am thinking that the person is dancing.
Then I don't think maybe there doesn't really need to be anything. Maybe both kafas are necessary in this regard.
I think they are. I think we. Yeah. And I think I like this word order. Also, I think that no, dance is active, so it needs the adjective.
Boom.
Are we doing mutations on pronouns? This was something I meant to bring up.
Oh god, there's a fly on my computer. Jesus. Sorry, that really startled me.
And this was with direct evidence.
I don't see why not. because like it's all is going to be what is like K, A, and gay, and we can have more gay in our life.
Well, yeah, it would be gay for gay. No, yeah, gay for like if you're the indirect object. I'm curious what was different to what you were thinking, Jonathan. So, and are we going with? We should define direct versus indirect. So, direct evidence indicates like, so firsthand for sure. Are we going with visual or just any sensory?
I think any sensory, because if we're saying it's like I heard that, you have the direct hearing of like the bird singing versus like somebody told you that like they saw a bird sing. The ticker is very fun, George. It's very, very fun indeed. You do have to manually turn it off.
Oh, which ticker did you have? Did you just? Oh, did we only just turn the ticker off?
I did. I'll put it back. But I got to edit a little bit. Okay.
Oh, lovely.
Great.
Okay, so direct evidence.
Off for a little bit more.
In this case, means first-hand sensory evidence, not necessarily only visual, compared with the origin indication. Indirect is non-first-hand, such as hearsay or deduction, right?
Deduction. Yeah, like through like reasoning. But I guess that is deduction. I've been really into like when I'm doing like definitions, like I like to have like two words of like I think I have like to flee and to avoid as like one like pairing, but like just kind of help like qualify kind of like the definition of the word and what it means.
Okay. Beautiful. Huh, that's what ring comes out as.
I think we forget, or I forgot that a lot of the boop boopy doop boop doop boop 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 paddles are going to like depaddleize and create a lot of those like ain, oin, and ein vowels or the songs, and oin goes to oin. That does help a lot.
Oh, I thought you were gonna add these to the table.
I could do, but like I feel like they're no longer being treated as pronouns. I just did a spit take, bless my heart. I don't know why. But speaking of spilling water,
the existence of
short. Oh, short. Okay, yeah, heard. Yes, quite
it's fine.
so.
Amazing, beautiful, right. Incredible.
Okay, but anchor time. So we went to get coffee this morning, and I'm starting to understand that like where we sometimes will get coffee, they bring it out to you, and we don't have to like to wait for it and then collect it ourselves. Long story short, I didn't know that yet. I collected the coffee myself. Remy was doing this like sewing project, like kind of like embroidery, like necklace thing while we were out, like while I was getting the coffee, and I was coming up behind them, and as soon as I kind of turned the corner to kind of like go into like where I was going to set down the drinks, they accidentally elbowed me and specifically like their coffee like into me, so I had coffee spilled like all over like the floor, a little bit on like my belly and like my bag. And I'm just like, that was very annoying this morning. But you know, I'll get out in the wash, I
Mhm.
guess.
Sometimes you just have to pay the silly tax.
Mm-hmm. I don't like those moments. I don't do
No,
well
they're
with
not. They're not fun, but you sort of just have to accept that.
growth mindset.
Like this
The
is
serenity
the
prayer.
cost of doing things outside of your comfort zone.
Quite so.
I think about it a lot when I'm a tourist, and I have I already done the anecdote about when I paid €10 for the bus in Dublin.
I don't know about this. If you
Oh,
have it.
um, when I went to SpecCon, I was leaving the airport and I just put into Google Maps like the bus to where David and Jesse and the others were,
Mm-hmm.
so I could meet up with them. And they like I was scrolling through the options, and like the first five options were all this one bus, and so I figured out how to get on this bus, and I was like trying to get the ticket, and it was €10, and I was like, oh, that's quite a lot. And then I'm sitting on the bus and I'm realizing, oh yeah, I read about this last time. There's these tourist buses that are super expensive. And I was like, I last time I figured it out, I got the €2 bus into the center.
Oh
Um, and to
no.
save me 10 minutes, I went on the fancy tourist bus. Um,
This reminds me of when I went to Norway, where literally the day that I landed, the airport train was not working. I literally went down, I paid for my ticket, I walked on the train, and everybody else was coming off. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why are we not going on the train? And me being a little bit of like, this was my first day here. I'm a tourist. I don't know where I'm going. Everybody and their mom was going to Central Station. They were doing like these they call like literally all the taxis in the city to come up to the airport and take folks down. And everybody and their mom was getting on the like these taxis to Central Station. I'm like, well, girl, I'm not going to Central Station. I'm going to the one that's right across the street, or like another one. So I waited absorbently like way too long in like maybe like 30 minutes when I could have like easily had left that similar moment.
hmm.
So be it. But we're here. Everybody, we are doing a StreamYard poll, just in case you don't remember how these work. Please type in a 1 or a 2, depending on which option you do enjoy.
Okay.
Should the interrogative pattern like the conditional?
So, first of all, do you still have like a list of forms happening somewhere?
I don't, but I did have interrogatives as our next go-to for our list. And I did want to start
Uh,
off with,
you're no. I think that this is why I made the poll. We had brought up the interrogative mood idea, right?
oh, yes.
And right now we're looking at our mood section, and the only thing is, oh yes, secret tables. Um, oh, I also will sometimes do it with is it shift?
Or the tab?
Tab? Yeah, the tab.
I do it with tab.
Yeah, I
I get
usually
to
use
know
tab.
the secret table.
Anyway,
Actually.
where was I going with this? Oh yeah, no. Don't do spaces.
Don't
Spaces.
use, yeah.
No.
When I was in typewriter school, they told me that one tab is 5 spaces. So sometimes I do that.
Okay. I was asking about forms because I don't think we have a word for well yet.
No, but I'm
But if
expecting
you
it to
had
be
forms
shorter.
around, then
We haven't used a lot of the forms in the Sparkle Zone as of late, but those are kind of hefty boyos.
mm-hmm.
Maybe we have used some. Anyway, James. I do feel like this is going to be a K, and I don't want it to be Kai.
No, not okay.
Not a K. Okay.
Mm.
Okay. That just. Do you want like how about a nasal? How about like an engma?
No, it won't stay a nasal though. Remember?
Ah, mother, you're right. Okay, hold on. Okay, now I'm doing an esh. Esh, I. She. I feel like maybe like. Why
I
is
mean,
she?
the other thing is that if you
Ooh, Seamdri. That's long as.
yeah, ideally one syllable.
Okay. Not Siri. Let's do Sheem. Sheem, Sheem, Sheem.
Sheem.
Oh, Sheem.
Okay, so um um do we know how the person sells the persimmon comes out now?
Say it one more time. I heard a lot of words that sound similar.
I'm gonna the word for merchant. Well, I guess no, because merchant is the sell person.
Oh,
So the merchant sells something will be really boring. Um,
the
let's go with I. We'll go with I. So K. Oh, Nyalm is
I'm writing a thought down that I
Nyalm
have that I'm gonna give you
is
both.
Nyalm, or is it? It's going to be Jalm now, right?
If it's in, it's the M mutation. It'd be Jom. It'd be Nyom.
So
Let me write this thought, Jake. I'm sorry because it just popped in my head and I wanted to get it out before I forgot. Yeah,
we're going with Shim.
yeah. Well, this would be a dot.
Yeah.
I got you. I got you.
Well, I guess it's whether would this then be like I would eat the
persimmon. This wouldn't have implications for a certain challenge. Would it distinguish this cool derivation for merchant?
and then I guess I feel like this requires a This requires a context before it or something.
It does. I need some heft.
I mean, I don't know. This also feels like it implies some things about the conditional.
Correct.
So like,
Yes, exactly so.
so
We're like,
the conditional is used to express both possibility and potential. So like it's I would eat the person in the sense that this like instead of should this be no, this can be generic. Not, I am currently
I'm in the state of being able to eat a person, and
no, it's not the I am in the state of that matters here because it's generic. It's there is a possibility and potential of my eating of the specimen. Right?
Yeah.
I want to do a version where this is in a subordinate clause.
Okay. Yes, I agree with that.
And
I'll get a little thought out later, but it's not because it's not all I want to. Well, two questions. Well, do we need like an if coordinator, or will that shame do all that work for us, or do we employ one of our newly derived subordinating ones here?
Do you want to do would you still love me
if I was a worm?
Well, we can't do it as a question. It would be I would still love you if you were a worm.
Okay, this means we need to have a word for worm, which I know for hell we don't. Okay. We will go for snack. No. Okay. Worm. Okay, worm is going to start with L.
I'm sparkle zone. Oh, it's in the other one.
Yeah.
Oh, these are just. Can we find out what the sparkle zone forms come up as?
I feel like we've used some of them. Some seem hella familiar. Okay. Okay. Boop. Okay, so the first in order comes out as umump, dujinkt, funk, onye, goodzi, shant, which I think is something already. Shant seems like to be something. Tinged and fam with a long ah. I did also come up with the word leezy, which could be for worm.
Leezy. I was imagining something
more booba.
In my head, I was thinking ulu, but Lizzie. Then I'm thinking like, oh, Zili.
What about
that would end up as Zili?
What about NULUS Dulu?
No, I prefer Zili.
Zili. So that would just be the inverse of the form. So theta IL would be Zili, I think.
What I would say about the sparkle zone is that as cool as these forms are, the only one I actually liked in Tanaira was farm.
I like Fawn a lot. I don't. Chomp seems hella familiar. I don't know why it is. I do
It
like.
doesn't exist yet. I did check.
Okay, thank God. Okay, I don't. I don't like. Goody is okay. Onye, I don't like. I don't like Font. I don't like whatever Northunk comes out as. Umump is not bad. I like Umump. But it
I
does look
don't.
like okay, it does look like Feely, Proto Feely comes out as Seely. So the L's gonna palatalize beforehand. Now my question, I don't think the answer is yes, but let's see if the schwa there does anything. I think it's gonna be oh no, that's worse.
I thought it was Zili.
I don't think we have initial Z.
What if it's an Ev?
Oh, maybe so. Because I only had then that might be it actually. Yeah, that's my bad. It is going to palatalize that L though, so it's going to be Silyi.
Zili is fine.
Okay. And then the poll I think is I can't shut the poll off, but I think we have a clear cut answer of where people's heads are at. I think to answer your question, Soton, I know that I don't, yet I do sometimes like to aspire to be more diligent in that, but I know that I'm not going to be that person.
So this would be okay. Should love be active or stative? Because I think that making love stative would be fun.
I'm fine with either. I my gut was originally to make it active because you have to show somebody that you love them rather than you just kind of being in a state of love.
I mean, I think that there's something interesting about the question of agency there, about whether you are in control of it or not.
Yes, yeah. I that's where kind of like where I was going a little bit as well.
Mm-hmm. And
Oh
then we need a
yeah,
word for it. Can you just put a bunch of, or shall I just put a bunch of roots into Lexigy?
I feel like hold on. For some reason, I have not had. Oh yeah, you might have to because I need to get back the monkey generator file. But that's
Mm-hmm.
with 7 minutes. I'm not worried about that. And so to give an example, last week, well, Jake, I believe you were out. I reduced a commonly used cluster in one of our pronouns because it was just kind of too hefty as a ULNG, like old cluster. And I just vocalized that L to a W, not because like it was a part of the rules. I think maybe along the line there was that, but like it just was going to be eroded anyway. And then I made it into like a nice little diphthong a little bit, kind of going over. So I do like the idea of I wouldn't say like always applying those like really commonly used affixes to like your Left4 file, for example. But like if it does make sense and you can kind of be hand wavy about it, then I say go for it.
I like Hamva.
I was going to say I like Hamva too.
Okay.
Ooh, there's Gaze, like gassy.
See, I think of Gaza, but that's me versus you.
Mm. We should always be thinking of Gaza.
No, there's
Okay.
times when it's okay to rest.
Not be an activist.
Okay. Hamfa.
Mm.
This system exists at proto level, right? Yeah,
The
because the
active?
interrogative already exists.
Yeah.
Yeah, so to be in love.
Crazy girl, I'm a crazy girl, I'm a crazy in love. Oh.
So it takes an oblique. I mean, this is kind of in the territory of verbs like gustar in Spanish, right?
Mm. My God, me gusta. Me gusta
La gasolina. Dame más gasolina.
gasolina. Me canta la gasolina. Sorry, guys. Oh my gosh, it's a good song.
Which means no adjective.
Oh my God, George, bless your heart. Not writing down what most of the words mean. I would have a fit and a half with myself.
So, Kehamba, I love. We need to sim again, don't we?
We do need a shim again. We're also on Lexergy. So I'm going to go ahead and I got you from never mind. Sorry, that's my bad. Boop.
Okay. I would still
Uncle.
but was still one of the words that was grammaticalized or not? This we did.
So
Still. This is all poll stuff.
yeah, I don't think we had like a still or yet. We had yet, but that might be
No, we do have yet.
Oh, now and then. I thought we had yet. Maybe I'm imagining.
I think yet was potentially one of the other options.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Okay. I'm gonna say then that I didn't put Hamba in here. Has Hamba gone in here? No.
Yeah, it has not. Hamba.
We should be better about how this goes. Because we do now use all forms of the verbs. It's just what the nicest way to find the forms are, because looking at it with the
like mutations
written out like that, to me looks kind of ugly now I look at it, compared with if it was hamba damba.
Yes, potentially we maybe need to like have another like I don't know. I think to me it's not too terrible of like an organization. I think it makes sense.
I just want them to be regular. That's all I ask.
That's where the fun comes in, though.
Whereas here, like, I think that this.
I think only the H's and the K's are really truly okay because I like that documentation a lot better. Because like if it's irregular, we're going to like you can kind of like seek in there and such and find your way out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also really enjoying reading about kind of your process, George, because it does seem like a rather interesting, like I don't know the experiment, but like in practice, it does make sense to help you kind of wrestle between kind of like, and I guess it kind of puts a little more onus on like the reconstruction aspect of like a proto language, if you will. before we get my thought, is 6 p.m. / 10 is 11 there? I don't remember what time it is there. But
Can we just
long story
finish
short,
making this example?
yes. Sorry.
Just let's just okay. I assume that we would want maybe something shorter for yet. Which means basically cut the thing in half.
Yep.
Like sa.
Sa.
I don't hate sa.
I don't hate sa either.
Okay. Sa. I.
Mm-hmm.
I be in love.
Yeah.
Oh, no, not that. That? No.
I got it.
I feel like they look too small. Am I insane?
I do feel like no, you're not insane. I do feel like they look rather small comparatively too.
Oh no.
Yeah.
How do I escape?
Oh, I got it.
Okay. So I be in love, conditional yet. So you is
Hard.
It's from a proto H, right? Or is it from?
I think it's from yes, it must be because
If that's wash, yeah, then pronoun.
Oh gosh, Jake, no, it's a doublet. We screwed it up.
We
screwed it up.
This is why you should put everything in all of your dictionaries.
Okay.
Are you sure it's a doublet?
Yeah, I just checked back into the proto me healing tab, and it's Chi 8L.
Mm-hmm.
So hall to wash is going to have to be an H.
Just go through the document or make a note, and we can do that afterwards.
Okay.
Where were we? I think I'm in the wrong tab.
So yeah, so you're fine.
Okay. So I would love yet. Okay, this doesn't. So if Hal. Okay, it does still mean having. I don't know what the best way to do this is. I usually end up doing something like this. Although I think that I would make the meaning of wash secondary, honestly.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Oh, shite.
so if it starts with the
It starts with
yeah,
Kai.
it means changing this as well, but I will
Yeah, thank you.
so Hatlu. This style is easier to read, isn't it?
Okay, yeah, so it's gonna be
So Hatlu
Atsu.
Atlu Datlu. Pronoun.
Oh, hi, Kent Franca. Welcome.
Second person singular. And that means that it is in the.
So we don't we have no copula.
So the adjective form is then kal.
Correct.
And the other one is ral. Okay. So conditional.
Oh. Okay, hold on. No, you're fine. Is the if imply here, or would we need to have our
I feel like if here would go in the same spot. Does that
it
make
would
sense?
go, it would go in the same spot. Also, I lethargy is still up.
Oh, sorry.
I just realized.
Oh, bye, Jonathan. After
Goodbye.
Jonathan.
Having a stand up. That sounds like a joyous time.
Uh, do you want to try and be smart about if, or do you want to just make a word that means if?
Well, I was going to say the if is implied because of the conditional. If it has something adjacent to it. So it could be like just like a gapping strategy here for the conditional. But it's also a matter of like, is if you were a worm, is that going to be subordinate? I think that's more where my head's at than like a word for if.
This is one of these cases.
I don't think
I'm
it's
thinking
necessary.
of Spanish, like
Yeah.
where you use a subjunctive with a conditional.
Yeah.
So, si fueras un. I can't remember the word for worm.
Let's look together. In Spanish, it is a
Gusano
gusano.
or lombriz.
Lombriz. Oh, I knew. Okay, I knew that word. Ver. Ver means so many things, though.
Wait, there's a language called Tarantino.
Ah, Tarantino.
No, I'm thinking of the director.
Okay, hold on. Tarantino language. Oh, it's an Italian dialect.
Yeah.
Oh, spoken in Taranto, the Tarantella.
So
Okay.
maybe like you would use the imperfect subjunctive for the if you were a worm.
Mm-hmm.
Then you use the conditional for I would still love you. I guess the thing that's stopping me from just putting shim in both places, which I think would work in theory.
It also will work in theory, but like I also have reservations about that.
I mean, I guess the other option would be that you could then say, I will still love you if you were a worm. Like, and then you could take the conditional out of the, like, it's
Make
because
that into a future.
what
Yeah.
I'm saying is, yeah, like, the thing is, like, we've got the adverbs following the verb, like, so, oh, this is also a to be. So
It is.
So I would still love you. I think the if clause in theory should have been. No, that's not what I was wanting you to do. But anyway.
Oh, shite. Sorry.
Because the English phrase is "I would still love you if you were a worm."
You were wrong. Yeah.
I think this is originally. No, it's originally more head initial, isn't it? So the if should come afterwards. Well, it's more annoying because there's no verb. But we worked this out.
I know we worked this out.
Where is it? Do we have a section that's non-verbal predicates? It's empty. It's like empty.
Okay. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. Just put ZG and call it a day.
No, it's because it's in Tanaira. I swear it's because it's in Tanaira. Yeah.
Oh,
the pronoun. We put the pronoun in.
The pronouns. Okay.
It's extra fucked because there's the pronoun. That's why it's looking weird. So so then it would be Hal again, you, and then Zili, right?
Correct.
And this is where I think that having if be separate would be nice.
Yeah, I agree.
And so I think that we're gonna definitely, like, we're way over now. We'll add the derive if to the list of things to do.
Yeah. And I have a good idea of, not yet, but I have some ideas for a poll, maybe about maybe polar questions.
Okay, so goodbye everyone. And we'll figure out what we're gonna give you, hopefully with more promptness this time.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Bye, y'all.